Love X Revenge. On this channel, we tell emotional stories about impossible choices, hidden strength, and the thin line between love and revenge. Stories where one night can change everything, and dignity is tested by fate. She stood in the rain outside the private clinic, clutching the damp envelope with test results she didn't fully understand. All she knew was the word, urgent, and the number at the bottom, an amount so large it felt unreal. Her father's heart condition had worsened overnight. Surgery was the only option. Surgery they could not afford. Lena was 22, old enough to understand the world, young enough to still believe it could be fair. Her mother had died years ago, leaving just the two of them in a cramped apartment that smelled of old books and cheap coffee. Her father, once a proud engineer, now lay pale and breathless under flickering hospital lights. When he smiled at her, trying to hide his pain, something inside her broke. She tried everything. Banks laughed politely. Relatives avoided her calls. Friends donated what little they could, but it was a drop in an ocean. That was when the message came, short, precise, cruel in its simplicity. One night, no strings, a sum that matched the number on the paper. The sender was a name everyone in the city knew. Victor Hale, millionaire, investor, a man whose face appeared on magazine covers beside words like ruthless and visionary. Rumors followed him like shadows, but nothing illegal ever stuck. He didn't need to force anyone. Money did the convincing. Lena stared at the screen until dawn. She told herself she was doing this for her father. She told herself it was just a body, just a night, something she could survive. Still, when she walked into the hotel lobby that evening, her legs trembled so badly she had to stop and breathe. Victor Hale's suite was high above the city, all glass and silence. He was taller than she expected, older too, early 40s, sharp eyes, a calm that came from always being in control. He looked at her not with hunger, but with curiosity, like a man inspecting a rare object he had already purchased. "You're on time," he said. "So are you," Lena replied, surprising herself. They sat across from each other with a small table between them. The envelope lay there, thick and final. Victor spoke clearly, clinically. One night, no attachments, no names exchanged, even though he already knew hers. She nodded, her heart pounding so loud she feared he could hear it. When he asked if she understood what she was agreeing to, she whispered yes. But when he touched her hand, he felt it, the way she flinched, the way her breath caught not with practiced allure but with fear. His eyes narrowed. "You've done this before?" he asked. Lena shook her head. The lie refused to leave her lips. "No." The silence stretched. Victor leaned back, studying her again, but now the look was different. Calculating, unsettled. "You know," he said slowly, "most women who come here don't shake like that." Tears burned her eyes, and before she could stop herself, the truth spilled out. About her father, the hospital, the number on the paper. She didn't beg, she simply spoke, exhausted and empty. When she finished, Victor stood and walked to the window. The city glowed beneath them, indifferent. For a long moment, he said nothing. "You're a virgin," he said at last, not as a question. Lena closed her eyes. The word felt heavy, exposed. She nodded once. Victor turned, something unreadable in his expression. This was not what he had expected. He had paid for a transaction, not for innocence wrapped in desperation. "I don't buy firsts," he said quietly. Her heart dropped. The room spun. Without the money, her father would die. She stood abruptly, panic flooding her chest. "Please," she said, her voice breaking for the first time. "I won't ask for anything else. Just tonight. Just this." Victor watched her crumble, and something inside him shifted, something he had buried long ago under deals and numbers. He remembered another hospital room, another powerless night, and a choice that had made him who he was. "Sit down," he said. She obeyed, barely breathing. "I'll transfer the money," he continued. "All of it." Hope exploded in her chest, sharp and painful. "But not like this," he added. "You don't owe me your body." Lena stared at him, stunned. "Why?" "Because," Victor said, "if I take this from you, I become exactly the man everyone thinks I am." The transfer notification chimed on her phone. The number was real. Tears streamed down her face as relief crashed over her. She expected him to ask her to leave. Instead, he poured 2 glasses of water and sat across from her again, the distance between them now respectful. "Stay," he said. "Talk. That's all." They spoke until morning. About her dreams of becoming a teacher. About his rise from nothing, and the ruthless choices he regretted. No touching. No deals. Just 2 people suspended in a strange, fragile honesty. When dawn broke, Lena left the suite a different person. Not because of what she had lost, but because of what she had been spared. Her father's surgery was a success. Weeks later, when he smiled at her from his hospital bed, stronger than before, Lena knew the night had saved him without destroying her. She didn't expect to see Victor again. But months later, at a charity event for cardiac research, she did. This time, he approached her openly, without contracts or envelopes. "You look stronger," he said. "So do you," she replied. What began in desperation slowly transformed into something else. Trust built not on money, but on choices made when it mattered most. And for the first time in his life, the millionaire learned that the greatest return wasn't profit. It was redemption.